Hello, we back. I'm still really upset that they don't let you rename freely. That was really upsetting. But I'm glad we learned it early. That early on in the game, there's not all that much to be gained from, like, robbing someone. Like, we were in the tutorial area. There wasn't really that much we were going to get from it. So I just wanted to show off that, like, renaming someone is a thing that you can do. So, while the stakes were low, I'm glad we were able to do that, and, I'm glad we were able to figure that out and realize that it's not as much fun anymore. So I got about 45 in-game minutes to burn before this dude shows back up to his house. So let's see what's up with this chewing gum wrapper.
Crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon.
That's a lot of information. A lot of scent information to get off of a gum wrapper. Why do I care about this?
Good question. There is no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper. Yet you're drawn to it. Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with a Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please.
I'll hang on to it just in case.
You carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back into your pocket, lovingly even, despite the strange feeling of regret. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
It was weird, but I don't know.
The pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar.
Who are you?
Gone.
Okay. What's the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance.
Oh, that's right. We needed Kim for this. Now, what else can we look at for... I've burned 4 of the 45 minutes we need to burn. Actually, let's just go back in the building. I was gonna spend the entire game renaming people after, like, undesirable political and business leaders.
You hear someone walking around inside.
I miss Kim too, but you know what? I feel like we should get him back today. Because he comes back tomorrow morning and it's already getting fairly late in the day today.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is the bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
Yeah, honestly, Kim was the one stopping us from talking to the Pale Driver. And that was some crazy shit. Also, Kim stopped us from getting in a loop saying, Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
But you said you were a miner.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happens.
Do you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
It kind of doesn't seem like it, actually. I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Only that one time at a belt buckle, and it wasn't my gun. Because after all, Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. Slide this camera over a little bit. Oh, literally this room. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the room in here that you're standing right next to, is this your room? That makes sense. Did we exhaust everything with her?
Give me a moment.
Okay. I'm just trying to find other stuff that I can do for the next 40 minutes without getting too far away from here. I think this just leads to a bathroom. I can pull the flashlight out, but I don't think there was anything that we didn't already find in here. What's down here? Nothing for now. Okay, you're annoying. I guess we could spend a few more minutes talking to Joyce. Maybe.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Apparently nothing.
Word has traveled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
Yeah, she ain't wrong. Well, I guess we can pet a mailbox. That's something.
The dented yellow mailbox greets
No.
you with its graffito,
We would
bullet
never.
holes, and an RCM sticker.
Good box.
The box seems happy.
Is there anything to be done in here? Those guys are still hanging around. Who are you? Have we exhausted this?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
You know what? We can do this with Kim not here. Hang on, let me check on my suggestion. Okay, not that one. Yup. Jacket go on. Not really much else going on. Okay. I do like that jacket.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
That makes a big difference. Let's go.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you study. Could you tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
What's the biggest cryptid?
That would be the giant of Kokonur.
Mm-hmm.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
What kind of strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
All right, I feel like you might have made those words up, but that's okay. How big is it?
No one knows for sure.
Then how do you know it's the
An
biggest?
awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
And this is something that you've been unable to confirm the existence of. Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable. That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support.
Mm-hmm.
There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Okay. What's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter catlensis.
What?
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
What's special about this?
Bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history.
Mm-hmm.
Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Back up. She did what?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
I guess? So there's an immortal geologist wandering the world, or, like, did she just die immediately?
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
I don't know. I assumed that you didn't see it come through the first time because it, like, didn't show up on your end, so you sent it again. I don't know. Twitch be weird sometimes.
We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
All right, what's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
That doesn't sound that bad.
Oh, it is. None of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What did it look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
Are there any photos of it?
Alas, no. And the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom.
Before taking a picture?
Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
You'll have to excuse me if I'm a bit skeptical. Is this a cryptid on this pen?
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story?
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Okay.
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
Right, and then there was a undiscovered species in the Homo genus?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus.
Genus? I've always said genus. Plausible.
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
Wait! That just dropped in out of nowhere. I've read this like 3 or 4 times to confirm that it's... Like, is it saying what I think she's saying? Is she, though? She hasn't brought those things up. All right, I'm gonna say that sounds like racism. And I'm gonna, like, back it up. Make me understand.
I didn't mean to imply that Saelites are in any way inferior to us. In some ways, they are superior. Every species has its advantages and disadvantages.
So, yeah. So, to be clear, she is unironically referring to different races of human as completely separate species. All right, this just took a turn from like amusingly harmless pseudoscience to like, okay, what the fuck? Like this is now at measurehead level.
The kind Green ate, too, is in some ways superior to us. Such kindness as it is demonstrated is not common among humans.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, kindness may not be an evolutionary advantage.
So we're just gonna leave that there. Okay. Are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course there are.
The Col de Mama d'Aqua, or Thin Whisper of Sound.
All right, that's a cool
And
name.
that's precisely what it seems to be. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. It's very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
What does it sound like?
Like nothing, it's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window and you wouldn't even know it. Could be anywhere. Everywhere, even.
How incredibly convenient. How can like, what an amazing creature whose existence can never be disproven. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Is there any evidence to support any of these theories? Could it be here right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
That's an unsettling thought.
Maybe it's predatory.
What if it's predatory?
It's not. Don't worry. If it were predatory, we would have found it by the damage it inflicts.
What if it's causing slow, like, undetectable damage that we don't attribute to it?
I wouldn't be so sure. What if the damage is also invisible?
I hate when I agree with Half-Light, but I agree with Half-Light. What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's
It
the
really?
evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds,
I know what an
were
ornithologist
trying
is.
out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing.
Uh-huh.
When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
So, songbirds?
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls. They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mama d'Aqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
So, I feel strongly that we skipped several steps between, like, hey, these are some weird sound waves, to it must be a creature. Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Uh-huh.
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mama d'Aqua they followed individually.
Who the fuck named a bird Sequester? Why is it afraid of us?
That is a sad story. a group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
How?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadakwas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
They cancel out?
You have no clue because you're not a dweeb.
I think they cancel out?
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Having no clue was a success because Physical Instrument wanted to like roll in and be like, stop being a science nerd.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Mamadakwa population anywhere.
Interesting. What about anything else?
What?
Can't get enough of this shit.
I'm glad you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real expert.
Don't sell yourself short. You seem to know plenty. I'd like to hear more.
Of course, dear.
But
Is
not
there
really.
A particular cryptid that you're interested in learning about? I'm glad you like them, but
That's all for now. Well, that burned a satisfying amount of time. What's up, Gart?
Can I help you?
No. A Physical Instrument really does have dumb jock tendencies. Like, it's interesting how there are, like, multiple elements of there's multiple elements of personality attached to each stat. Like, I assumed Physical Instrument was just gonna pop in every time there was something physical to be done. And be like, oh yeah, let's, lift up those weights. Let's run, let's knock this guy out. Let's, all of the, really strong physical things that we could do. Physical Instrument will come up and be like, yeah, we want to do that. I did not expect for Physical Instrument to also be actively against, the acquisition of knowledge. Also, damn, an hour in this game is a lot more time than I thought it was. I literally thought we could just stand around and kill an hour. We had that whole conversation in 20 minutes.
Trying to sneak up on me again! Trying to snuff me out! Get away, pig!
Okay. I don't know what I expected. I see we have a duality of opinions in the chat. Mal, have you seen what happens when you actually try to give Kuno S a bullet? No, he doesn't. But she gets upsettingly excited about it. I believe the exact word she, I believe the exact words she throws out are "set me free." And then if you, after pointing the gun at her, if you holster it and decide not to shoot her, she's like, "Why the fuck am I still standing here?" So she's got stuff. I know it's not 2100 yet, but goddamn.
This door is made of metal and appears to
Knock.
have answers. Looks like he isn't home. You should come back tomorrow evening, after 2100.
Wait, tomorrow evening? Yeah, that's true. There is literally no one without stuff. I think on my first partial playthrough, I did in fact fuck up the, I did actually mess up the chain cutters, I think. But again, that one wasn't 5511 or 1155. That one was like almost the exact opposite of this. Oh shit, I don't know what else to do then. Let me look at my... Okay, I need Kim for that. Oh, I could do that. I made my character dumb as a rock. Because the last time I played part of this, I went the exact opposite direction. I went all into the empathy. Whoops, that's not the way I wanted to go at all. I went all into intelligence and empathy. All the like intelligence and emotional stats. And I realized that this game is really well made and has other cool stuff that you can see if you take a different route. And I wanted to see what that was like.
Fuck does Kuno care?
I have more questions about the crime scene.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it?
The dead man's clothes were in the trash container. How did they get in the trash container?
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
But I need to know, though.
Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit.
Uh-huh.
Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
How? Wait, slow down. How did we get here?
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters, F-A-L-N, running down his trouser leg.
All right, back up. I asked you what happened to his clothes. Like, you've been here throwing rocks at this thing, like, high on meth for like a week. Where did the clothes go?
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
All right, what's the deal with these pants? What's going on with the pants?
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Pants scientists.
This is an incredible sales pitch. You had me at performance crotch, and you had me harder at pants scientists.
Believe it, you need this shit.
He's got it like zipped. He's got it like in his jacket, like he's a dealer. What are you just carrying pants around for? What is happening?
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness.
Really?
Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready.
Are they legitimately good pants? I might be interested in the pants. Let's talk about the pants.
All right, Pico. Shit's rolling.
Uh-huh.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
Okay. Right. Okay, this is now a task. We have to buy pants from Kuno. Is that ladder yours?
No, it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient. Look at it.
You could have made it from old shit.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you climb the ladder up to your magic tree house.
I didn't say that, but I would have said that.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse.
Well, that's your fucking loss then, isn't it? What's in the greenhouse?
Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Let's talk about writing for a second, shall we? Let's talk about it. I don't think that kipt is a word that exists normally in the English language. However, from the context that it's used in and the aggressive way that people spit it out, it's very clear that it's meant to be some kind of racial slur, and it works as that because, like, every time it comes up, I flinch a little bit. Like, I don't even know what particular ethnic group it's meant to, like, apply to, and it doesn't matter. It's like, this is like, it feels like a hard R racial slur, and, like, despite it being a word that I don't know the origin of and don't know who it refers to, it still has this, like, uncomfortable... It has this uncomfortable, like, feel to it. I mean, I don't know that Kuno is the best person to ask about it. However, this is the first actual opportunity that I've gotten to get context on what the fuck that word means. Wait, the gardener? Does it mean black?
Look it up in the library. Kuno's not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener, alright?
To the surprise of no one, that was not helpful. The gardener used to work there?
Yeah, that's
used
what
to work
Kuno
there.
said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno.
So it turns out she's a union fixer.
The fuck does this have to do with the Kuno? Kuno doesn't give a shit who she is.
Okay.
You were expecting relaying this information to him to be more rewarding, right? Telling him you found out she isn't a gardener. You know what you should do if you want to get rewarded? Drugs. Drugs are more rewarding than work.